Hello there, monsters and men, ladies and people, and welcome. My name is Zero, and today I'm the owner of Vostok Inc. Yes, indeed. Vostok Inc. is a twin-stick shooter that is being combined with an idle game. What is an idle game, you might ask? At least I didn't know it. It's a game like Cookie Clicker, where you just sit and wait and stuff happens. And if, for example, Cookie Clicker, you click to speed it up, but an idle game, you just sit there and stuff happens. I learned that. I hope you learned that too now. And if you already knew it, well, too bad then. So, Vostok Inc., let's go to the mother base before something bad happens. In Vostok Inc., your main goal is to get as much moolah, moolah, as you can get. That's the whole point of this game. As you can see now in the top right corner, I currently have 16 million and it's coming up, so you see the idle game. Over there. And I got 17 million. Let me first show you how you get a lot of moolah. Yes, indeed. So we got our little radar over here, as you can see, which you can also see in the bottom left corner. And this is my little spaceship that I actually have. These are different planets, so I can get moolah by just shooting at these asteroids, as you can see. Oh, shooting at these asteroids. And if I destroy them, they get smaller and they drop these yellow goldy chunks, and that's actually called moolah. And as you can see, I'm getting more of that. And sometimes there's this annoying guy, which is actually the owner of Vostok Inc. He can be quite annoying. As you can see on my radar, you see all the little asteroids, asteroid pieces over there. And another way to get moolah is to go to these planets. So, for example, when you start, you don't have anything. You have a little bit of moolah, not a lot. And then what you have to do, you go to a planet. So, for example, we go to Earth. This is actually our solar system. So we go to the planet, you land there. And what you can do on the planet is you can build buildings. How convenient. And with those buildings, you get more moolah per second. As you can see, this planet is now giving me 2175 moolah per second. Oh no, 2240 because I actually got a bonus, which I will get to later. So, what am I on the planet? I got these different buildings. So I got mines, there are 60 of them on this planet. I got farms, which are 30 of them, and 20, power stations, 21 real estate, and I actually have a waste processing building, which is new, and I can just buy. As you can see over there, the first one was 13,000 moolah. This one is 14,950 moolah. And I can place as many as I want. As you can see, I can just continue and you can see my moolah getting up. Now this one is already worth 2.6 million and all my moolah's gone away. But then actually this way, and I can also upgrade these buildings, as you can see. So I can do an upgrade for the, what was it again? The waste processing. So I can do a more bro suits, which then it will gain 1.5 times the efficiency of each waste processing. So I can buy that, and then my moolah goes up again, and I can now get 9,000 moolah per second from this planet. And for example, I got the mine here. This one is sold out, but this one gains 2 times the efficiency, and this one gains 1.5 moolah for each farm plant that I have. So actually some buildings depend on each other, as you can see. And for example, if you go further on the road, for example, there's some other building who gets more efficiency when you have more mines, etc, etc. And again, the main goal of this game is get all the moolah you want. So if you go, well, here was Mars actually, so let's get a boost. We got Mars here. What do I have on Mars? I got 22 mines, so I can add a lot. This only has 500 moolah. That's not a lot. So I think I upgraded that. Maybe it did not save it. That would be a real shame if it did not save it. Did it save it? Let me check. Oh yes, it did save it. So I just didn't upgrade it Mars. I will get to that later, as you can see here. So for example, we have Mars here. We can just add a lot of different things onto here. And then you will get more moolah. And we can also upgrade these things. They will give more efficiency. In that way you have to colonize every planet of the solar system. And there are multiple solar systems, indeed. So if you go to the overview right now, this is the current solar system. If you go to the sun, you can see the overview of the solar system in total. So that means I'm getting 26,000 moolah per second from the system moolah. So this is our solar system, and the galactic moolah per second is 26,408 because there's also another solar system which I cannot visit here that I have. I got 1,036 buildings in this system and 1,044 in the whole galaxy. And as you can see, Mercury is giving me 2,000 per second. This one is 9,000. Mars is doing 3,400 now. This is giving 2,000 Jupiter. If you go to Uranus, it's 2,220. And in that way, you have to colonize these planets and get more moolah. So you have to fly to them because one is further than the other. And also in the beginning, if you go to a planet here, to Saturn, where's the other one? Let's go to Uranus. What? Am I going to Uranus? Yes, to Uranus. And you will also encounter these mobs along the way. And they will shoot you. And that's where the twin stick part comes into account. But let's first go to Uranus if we can find it. So let's boost it. Yes. We're almost there. And as you can see on my radar, there are the enemies now. They don't come as standard, that thing on the radar. You have to buy that at your mothership, actually. So let's get that. Let's receive the moolah. So let's go to Uranus. Let's boost. You can see my energy shield depleting now. Ooh, do I have that? No, I don't have that weapon. So these are crates. And with crates, you can open the crates by shooting it with the appropriate weapon icon that is above it. But if you go to Uranus, for example, in the beginning, when you come to a planet, you got this toggle over here, which is the ATM toggle. And by default, you do not collect the moolah automatically, as I'm doing. You have to toggle this, and it costs moolah, of course, to get all the moolah that you want each second. Or just real time, sort of to say. So that's that. You get the moolah, and there's that combat system. And what can you do with your moolah? Well, basically what you do with your moolah is you buy other buildings on other planets, you colonize other planets, and you... Ooh, what the hell was that? Oh, there's suddenly a dude. So you buy buildings on other planets. Oh, this is actually the sun. I want to go to the three dots. No, we don't. You buy buildings on other planets, again. And you buy upgrades for your ships. So if you go to the solar system, over here, to my mother base, not the solar system, you see here my different upgrades that I can buy. So these are the upgrades for my radar. There are 3 categories. These are for my radar. These are the weapons. And these are for my ship itself. So these are, for example, more health or more energy. Or you get more moolah when you destroy an asteroid. And also with your weapons, what you can do is if we turn this one off. So for example, you start with this basic shooty thingy and you might think, oh, that's quite boring, right? It actually is. I had that initial thought, but what you can do, there are 3 slots, you can combine those things. So for example, if you add another, what is it, shooty thingy? Not rockets, not lasers, just another shooty thingy. It actually get a wide shot, as you might have seen. And in that way you can combine these to create your own weapons. And there are a lot of possibilities because you can also upgrade these. I need a lot of million for that. I need 10 million for that. For example, I can add another laser here, which I can do right now. I do have the laser, right? Where is the laser? Oh, I only got my laser here. So I got one weapon which is a laser. And if I combine it with my shooty thingy, I get a laser beam that's turned on. So in that way you can combine different weapon kinds and create your own cool weapons. And there are a lot of possibilities. There are a lot of possibilities, trust me. And then if you have found a good weapon, you can then bind it to J, I, K, or L. And then as I said, you have your ship upgrades and your radar upgrades. And you start with a blank radar, only your mothership is there, and then you can buy upgrades like I want the managers to be there. I want my mothership distancer to be there. I want my planet environment indicators to be there. So for example, environment indicator. What the hell am I talking about? Indicator will show you where the asteroids are, for example, or my boss indicator, or my enemy indicator would show me where my enemies are. So that's the thing you can do with your moolah. So where's the twin stick aspect then? Well, it's actually in the mobs you encounter. Yeah, so if you go to Jupiter, if you go to that red circle over there, enemies incoming. So these are scouts, and if I don't kill the scouts on time, what will happen? I will enter this static fight mode. I will actually get this weapon, and in the static fight mode you just have to do what you have to do in every twin stick shooter, and it is killing enemies. As you can see, yeah. And you also encounter enemies throughout the galaxy, just randomly. And again, sometimes you encounter these scouts, and then you have to kill these scouts before they call all their friends. Otherwise, you will get this static fighting phase. And as you might see, is that I'm not losing a lot of health, and that's because you got your energy, which actually counts as sort of shield. And when that is depleted, you will lose health. But the energy does regen quite quickly, in my opinion, so it's quite hard to die. And even if you die, what will happen is you will go into an escape pod. Of course, you have to dodge the bullets a little bit. You will go into an escape pod, and then you still have the chance. Then you still have a chance to fight. And if you then lose, then you die, and then you lose half your moolah. So it's actually quite difficult to die. Trust me. So I just wrote down enemies now in this phase. They're quite easy right now. And what I can do is I can continue. And as you can see, the red skill is a boss. I will show you that at the end of this video, the boss fight, because I've actually recorded that. Warning, boss nearby. I don't want to fight that right now. No, I don't. So I already did that. And as you can see here, what I've done now is I got a manager. An executive manager has been recruited. And what I can do with that, so let's go to my mother base. They actually give bonuses. Let's go to my mother base real quickly. There's a lot to tell about this game. It's really fun. The begin pace of this game is really slow, but I really like it now. I really like it. So if you go to all the menus. So these are the different ships. So this is my escape pod that I can select to fly with, which is not really necessary now. As you can see, there are more ships available. I don't have them. I don't know how to retrieve them, but this is my standard ship. These are your options menu. There is nothing to show here, really. Really nothing. You can mix your own music, because why not? And here are your executives, as you can see here. And you have to keep them happy. And how do we keep them happy? By playing mini games with them. So let's see if we can go to one. So we go to Wood Guy Junior, or we go to Night Drive. Let's do that one. And then we go to stats. Alright, so here's a little bit of stats. We have to keep him happy. So we go to game. And then I have to play this mini game. And this is how you keep them happy. And I don't actually know what is the purpose of this game. It's Night Drive. I think I have to dodge these cars. Do we get a point now? Yes, I get a point because I dodged the car. This is in the game. Don't ask me why, but it is there. You have to keep your executives... Damn, English is difficult for me. Executives, something like that. Happy with these kind of minigames. And this minigame is actually quite a lot simpler than the other one. So let me show you the other one. Game over. No, I don't want to do that. High score 13. Night Drive. Stats. What? I went to stats, right? Come on, stats. Alright, that was it. Let's go to the other one, the other guy. So what is your game? It's Wood Guy Junior. You actually have to cut this wood, and this is actually a lot harder. I have to think a lot harder about this. But it's fun that they put this in the game anyway. It's quite fun, yeah. So that is that, and Executives gives actually bonuses to you. So for example, I got one who gives me 3% extra moolah, as you might have seen on the planets. We go to the planets again. To the planets, to the planets. Venus here. So if we go to these planets, I actually got a 13% bonus now, because I got another executive. Oh my god. Executive. But also, when you die, you lose half your moolah, but you also do not have room for all the executives over there. For all the executives, so you will lose some of them. So, I actually did manage to complete this galaxy. Not this galaxy, this universe, this solar system. Yeah, that was the word I'm looking for. By defeating the boss. And what then happens is you will unlock this black hole, which we can travel through. Press the spacebar when the indicator is ready. Yes, I want. And then I go to Jeline. So this is the other solar system that I have entered. And I think it's not saved, actually. Did it? Oh, it did. So we can go to there, and here you will find different enemies. As you can see, this is a whole different enemy than I had before. And there's actually some sort of funny story around it. It's not that much, to be honest. Not that I normally skip it, but there is a story there. So now we're in a different solar system, and what we have to do is... so these are the new planets. I already discovered 2. Scribbles, Blood, Mibus, but we also have Unknown. So we can explore this, and we go to Scribblebrock. And then you will see I have a virgin planet, so to say. And as you can see, also different enemies. The enemies do actually, no, the enemies are quite the same as in the other solar universe, only with a different skin. I hope that will change. But for now, they're quite the same, only with a different skin. And they, of course, have higher health. So that's what you will find in another solar system for now. Oh. What are you doing, man? He's quite tough. I haven't seen him before. I don't know what he's doing, but he's quite tough. Let's go to the planet before we forget. Enemies incoming. There's a scout there. No, I don't want to fight now. So go to the planet real quick. We land, and as you can see, it's virgin, and we have unlocked it. And what I can do again is... Oh, I got a pharma lab now. I can place all these buildings up here. It's all out. I can place all these buildings up here, and I will get moolah. And with this moolah, I will just upgrade this shizzle whizzle. And you have to put all these buildings on here. And I think you get the idea, right? Of course, there's a little bit of tactic behind this, but I got so much money now that basically I can do what the hell ever I like, as you can see. And also, each planet has a little bit different environment, so a mine on one planet can be a little bit more expensive than on another planet. That is possible. As you can see, this already gives me 14,000 moolah per second. So that's basically how you play the game, yes. Is there more to it? I think not. You have seen the twin stick shooter aspect, that's with your enemies, and you have to get a lot of moolah as you want. Are there no complaints in yet about this game? Is it actually that fun? Well, there is complaint. There are complaints. First of all, the key bindings are terrible. You have default key bindings. You can play this with controller, but again, my shoot controller is not properly supported, so that was not really possible. Where the hell do you come from? So my bindings on my shoot controller were completely wrong, so I'm playing it with keyboard now. And on keyboard, your movement is bound to WASD, which is quite fine. I can't shoot with my mouse. I have to shoot with my arrow keys. My boost is on my right shift, and that feels very odd. Then you have your weapon changing, which is our J and I and K and O. It just doesn't make sense. And then you might think, well, then I just rebind it, right? Well, again, going to the menu, if you do escape, you don't go to the menu. No, you have to press your enter to go to the menu, then shift to skip through all the menus in the menu, which doesn't make sense, in my opinion. And then you might think, well, just rebind it in control settings, right? There's only turn off vibration, that's the only thing there. It's ridiculous. And if I press escape, I go back to the other menu, but you don't actually come into the menu by pressing escape. It doesn't make any sense. The key bindings are horrible. You have to get through that, or I hope it's better with an Xbox controller. But I don't know, because I don't have one, and shoot controller again is not properly supported. Isn't there another complaint? Oh my god, this can actually be quite tricky. I go into a static phase. So is that the only thing then? Well, I gotta say that, as you can see, this is a lot more difficult than the other thing. that guy's also annoying in my opinion, because sometimes he just pops up for no reason to say a stock update. This is getting better stock, and I don't care. Just let me play. And then, do you have another complaint? Well, the first part of this game, the pacing can be quite slow, or I just didn't do it right. What you have to do is spend all the moolah you get on getting more moolah. But getting better weapons is very expensive, and I think that can make the game better. So if you take my other weapon now, this will actually bounce off, as you can see, but I don't find him as good. And getting other weapons is quite expensive, so the pace in that sense can be quite off in my opinion. Can be better, because if you have cooler weapons you will enjoy the game more in my opinion. But those are really the only 2 complaints I have. So the key binding is terrible again, and I cannot rebind it. And the pacing in the beginning is not great, but this game has a lot more to offer than I initially thought. Because first I thought it was some boring string shooter, but it is actually quite fun. And you can actually leave this idle when you're going for dinner, for example. You leave this game idle so you can get better weapons. It actually is an idle game. You might have to use it. I did it at least to get better weapons. So then, that's the last part. I will show you a little bit of the boss fight, and then... So here's a little bit of the boss fight. What you do is you fly to the skull on your minimap, and what then happens, automatically a boss fight will be triggered. And as you can see right here is the boss. He has a little bit more health and is a little bit bigger. And he fires all kind of projectiles and enemies. It's actually a little bit more difficult than the standard fight. What you might expect of a boss fight, but one little strange thing happened after a while, because I could just take my other gun, as you can see here, and I can just shoot him like this. I don't think it was intended by the developers, but somehow this was the rest of the boss fight. The other thing was only, I think, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and after that I could just do this. I think it's a bug, I'm not sure. I don't think this is intended, but it was a little bit strange, so I had to show you guys this. But this is how boss fight looks like. I would say, guys, thank you a lot for watching. Well, if you liked this video, feel free to press the like button, and if you did not, well, the other button is right next to it. Feel free to subscribe for more first looks and gameplays of full games and early access games. And then now I would say thank you a lot for watching, and then as always, oh, there's a large wiener. To be continued.